people. I'll make this a quick one because I had to chase a few things up and I'm lacking in time right now. But on my way, getting from A to B, I put a record on. Yeah, this is the second time I've listened to this record properly. I checked it out, giving it a thorough assessment as of recent. Did a series of reactionary videos on it, and I thought, you know what, let's revisit the record and make a little overview, a little review on this channel. So the record we're talking about is Nuclear Assault's Handle With Care. Normally I start with the first record in the discography. For some reason I thought this was the first record. Obviously it's not. I think we've got Game Over that comes prior to that, which is a record I need to check out. But Handle With Care is good. It's a crossover record, and I say it's crossover purely as the production sort of gives way to elements that aren't traditional in your metalhead thrash metal production. The bass in particular, blom, 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 blom. The bass line sounds crazy, and I didn't pick that up in the first time because I had a different set of headphones in, but now I just got these little, relatively cheap in-ears, and I could really hear the bass pop, really twanging away, and I like that when it comes to metal music, a twanging, bouncy bass tone. The riffing was relatively simplistic, absolutely ruthless in places as far as the speed and the intensity. The drumming in cooperation with the... I'm going to sneeze, people. The drumming in cooperation with the fast bits at times gave it this punk element of it wanting to fall apart completely. You know, it wasn't as tight and composed as you would find in metal music and metal recordings. It felt at times like, bloody hell, you're really pushing it to your capabilities, because we're sort of losing a little bit of this tightness here, but to the same degree it all still continued to stay together. I like what you get with DRI in their earlier years. I hear a lot of Municipal Waste in this as well. And I know Municipal Waste, you know, more than likely took a lot from DRI, but I also hear a lot of, influence as far as this band is concerned as well. Now, when I say Municipal Waste, I'm going to move on to the next aspect, which is the vocal line. And this might be my favourite aspect of the band's sound. The vocal is brilliant. I reckon it might be a bit hit or miss depending on what you're interested in. But for me, just the high register ignorance, and I say ignorance in regards to how I approach music, and sometimes I think something so bold and so brash that I just think it's an ignorant sort of sound, and I like that when it comes to the vocal line of this band. Very impressive, very high intensity. The phrasing is brilliant, nothing crammed and nothing, basic. It's really well performed. As far as the lyrical content, I can't hear it with much clarity. It's not harsh vocals, but we've got this big, massive sound. It's called Nuclear Assault, the band. It's a sound assault when you listen to this record. As far as it from going from A to B, start to end of the record, it's very consistent. There's some good riffs. There's some riffs for everybody if you're into metal, within reason, because you've got your mosh riffs, your slow breakdown riffs. You've got a few clean sections, and you've got your balls to the wall, fast speed metal riffs, and that's really brilliant. And without further ado, I'm going to give this a little rating. I'm going to give Nuclear Assault's Handle With Care record a 7 out of 10. And I say a 7 out of 10 because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the music. I would love to have seen this band live in their heyday, performing with such youthful, aggressive speed and energy. And the downside being, for me and my personal tastes, there's nothing in particular that will really hook me into listening to the record again and again and again. All right, which is relatively rare nowadays, but that's the case. Production-wise, it adds to that crossover aspect, but it doesn't sound like traditionally metal production. not high end, but the production as well, I feel, doesn't suit my personal tastes. Although I do like the sound. I can't disagree with that. So I'm going to leave that one there. And we're going to continue on moving. If you want me to check a record out,